Hey guys, welcome back to Challengestone 2. This is the finals. It's going to be Kalento going up against Noxious, Shaman against Priest.
Yeah, there are a few format changes. We'll talk about those just briefly, but more so as the games go on. You guys will see in a second. So the finals is going to be, instead of a best of 5, it's going to be a best of 7. And they're not adding decks. What they're doing is it's a deck revival system. And with conquest, this means that after you've won with each of your 3 decks, then you get to pick another one. So it kind of favors the people which stacked like one deck. But I don't think those people are still in the tournament.
Yeah, these guys seem to have like pretty balanced decks overall, but I guess we get to see like after they've got to play them a little bit what they actually think their strongest decks are. So that's pretty cool.
They also got another interesting dynamic. So with Challengestone, it takes some time to really get a feel to what's good. We wanted people to, come in with an idea, and that idea is what got them here. But in the final, we want them to kind of adapt to what their opponents are playing now that they have a better understanding of the challenge. We give the finalists the ability to change 2 cards out of their deck to put in 2 more cards into their deck to replace them. And they can choose cards that they were penalized with. So Kalento was penalized because he had 2 Cold Light Seers in his Murloc Shaman, I believe. So I'm pretty sure we'll see one of those back in the deck along with another card. And I'm sure we'll see the Salty Dogs out, but maybe not. Maybe he likes them. All they have to do is the decks at the end have to be legal or they will be repenalized. But Noxious doesn't have to worry about that. And I think Kalento has very well understood that. So we will see the substitutions. We will do the substitutions as the games unfold because it'll make more sense. With players playing 3 of the same class, it may be a bit confusing to kind of go over everything now. So as the games roll out, we'll talk about that. But for now, they're about to get in it. What are they playing for, Artosis? What are they doing?
Well, they're playing for quite a large prize pool, in fact, Crip. Second place, well, of course, the top 4, the 2 people we just saw lose. They get $300 each, so that's pretty legit already. But first place is $1,800. That is a lot of money. That is, in fact, 3 times as much as second place at 600. So there is like this. If you win this, you get $1,200 more for just winning one best of 7 than if you lose. So I mean, the pressure is on. We're really going to see them, swapping out the cards that really matter and really like choosing their absolute best deck at the end of the day. Who is the best at this true Highlander format? I guess we're going to see very shortly here.
Now let's just quickly go over that. Who's your money on? Do you like Kalento's Shamans, especially after his mistake is forgiven, or do you like the Priest Arsenal?
Look, I am rooting really hard for Noxious in these Priest decks, to be honest. But I'm kind of... I think that the Shaman decks might be a little bit better. And I think that Kalento's play overall is a bit better. Like, we've seen a few more mistakes out of Noxious. Of course, Kalento's like maybe one of the best 5 players in the world, whereas Noxious is a very good player, but I don't know.
I think though Noxious kind of tilted a bit because so many things went against his favor. He was down 0-2, and he was probably just whatever at that point. I do hope at the very least that he composes himself. And I do know that Noxious is capable of playing on the highest level in Hearthstone. So I think if he brings that game, I think we're looking at a pretty good match. But if he doesn't, with Kalento playing the slow, methodical game, I think Kalento will have a pretty big edge. So we'll have to see what state of mind Noxious is in. But I think he's on a pretty high end after 3 consecutive wins against Kaldi.
Yeah, he should be on a high here. I think it's time, though, Crip. I think we should get into game number 1 and see. Remember, guys, it's a best of 7 with that revive at the end. Should be pretty awesome. So it looks like a reincarnate Shaman here.
Versus the Face Priest of Noxious.
Excellent.
The reincarnate Shaman of Kalento, he took out an Argent Squire and the Mana Tide. It's true that he never really needed card draw. He was never just stuck on no cards. And he added in a Chillwind Yeti and a Spellbreaker. So very good changes there. Yeah,
that's pretty darn solid. Of course, remember, he doesn't know even what Noxious is playing coming into this match.
And still won't know like 4 turns in.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
And for Noxious here, so this is his aggro one. So he's taken out his Shattered Sun Cleric and put in a Haunted Creep over that, and then you took out a Youthful Brewmaster and put in an Acidic Swamp Ooze. Which actually, that could make a big difference here, because Shaman does have some solid weapons.
Yeah, it's true. The players do get to know what class they're playing up against. But you know, in some cases, that doesn't mean anything. In this case, it means you put Ooze in your decks.
Yeah. All right, so let's see how this goes. He does... All right, I think Colento actually is in pretty good shape, considering he has a heal bot, another taunt, and he's got that Argus in hand with a Watcher already out. So I feel already like this is pretty Colento favored.
Yeah, that Watcher is pretty good. Even right now, it's just absorbing Chuckles. Wow, I'm not so sure. Oh, he tried to get a Juggle to smite. I see.
Oh, okay.
Well, now there's no other choice. I think... Well, you don't have to trade. You could go for face.
Yeah.
8 face, that's pretty good. Colento's got the heal bot, which is probably going to be the difference. I mean, we saw Noxious do pretty well with this deck as long as their opponents didn't heal much. It's not a deck that can really survive on the board, and Colento's the opposite. It's a deck that's, you know, made for taking control of the board.
Yeah. Well, it looks like he'll get a nice taunt out here.
Yeah,
I like
but
that open Ascension.
No, I think I like Senjin more, because you can likely hit 2 targets. Here you had the option to go for a really risky 1 out of 3.
Yeah.
2-1. But this is good enough.
You took the risk before, didn't pay off.
Okay, Noxious kills that probably in fear of Flame Tongue, I suppose.
Well, damn.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
But
And not just that Baron Riven there.
He has a silence though.
Oh, he does. You're right. Well, he's got to kill him in the right order still with the silence.
The light protects me.
Oh! What?
That's bad.
There's not really any point in that. Like, he still counts as
There
dying.
kind of is. It prevents Colento from playing Stalag, because if Stalag would die first, then the silence is relevant again. But I think Stalag is a pretty bad play still.
Yeah. I mean, there would be no reason for him to play it here anyways. Like, I really like this position for Colento here.
The funny thing is, if Fugan dies, he can Stalag and give Stalag taunts.
That could be tough to deal with for sure. Now, wait a second. This is his aggro one. So, was this the one with BGH? No, it was not. Okay, never mind.
I think it's time for Blinktron.
All right.
Whoa, dude.
Whoa. That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
Wow, that's like one of the absolute best weapons in the game right there. So pretty solid. His opponent gets a weapon that might already be in the deck. Stormforge Axe.
Okay. Well, he can kill off the Spellbreaker with the creature. He can kill the 1/1, and then he can taunt both the Totem and Stalag, and I think that's the play.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. I don't know how you're supposed to deal with that, because Thaddeus is going to end up coming out. You've already used your silence. Noxious has 1 silence per deck. Oh, and now he's realized, he's like, oh god, why did I silence that first one?
Yeah. Whoa! That draw, boys.
Yeah, that's pretty alright. Thing is, he has that totem.
You go face. Are you kidding?
Yeah. Yeah, he's almost dead already. Like, he has to be scared here. You might have to just clean stuff up with Thaddeus for a little bit.
No, you absolutely do have to.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna be quite happy as this anti-heal bot. It's gonna make Noxious quite sad. Look at his face!
You can't play BGH because it kills off Thaddeus.
Yeah.
I got this.
Well, time to clean up a little bit.
Oh, no, he's going face.
There you have it, man. That's... Well, that gives him lethal for next turn, possibly. Well, I guess the Blinktron just has to clean up the bot to make sure that isn't the case.
Nope, that's 2 off lethal.
Ouch.
I think it's good enough though. Blingtron into 3/3.
Yeah, yeah. Heal himself up.
No, I wouldn't heal.
You don't think so?
No.
You'd rather play both minions here?
Whoa! Oh, he's going for the face damage and the
Yeah.
heal, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I think I'd rather play both minions and trade.
Oh, I don't know. I don't like the trading here. I wouldn't want to back up at all. I think that you just put the damage on, right?
No,
'Cause-
I think you trade because his only attacker is Thaddeus. Having an extra creature guarantees you that damage next turn. So if he loses 3 damage to trade here, he gains it back because his 4 health creatures alive. So he gains 4 damage next turn.
Well, okay. I just like putting him down a little bit lower, because if you put him down 3 more, even a taunt totem doesn't save him. He literally has to have life game or a taunt. Or I guess a weapon kill could do it too. But anyways.
Oh, there it is!
Look at that. Noxious taking game number 1.
First blood. Face
Aggro Priest, man.
Priest. Yeah.
Face Priest is real. I'm going to have to get his real deck list off of him after this. That
Here's
is
the
pretty
interesting part.
sick.
Even though Kalento's made it to the finals somewhat decisively too, I think this controlled Death Rattle Shaman, which is closest to I think what he actually plays of Shaman in Constructed, I think it's lost 1 game every single set.
I think you're right, actually.
I don't think it's won its first game. I think it was the 1 loss against Eloise. And
Yeah, that's right. She pounded it
Yeah.
with the zoo.
I
And
think it lost against Soundstorm, didn't it? I don't remember that.
it definitely might have. That was a 3-2, so had a couple losses there, but it could have been.
All right. Well, Noxious no longer has to win with the Face Priest, but if he takes 3 points, he might choose to take another win with it. It is
Maybe
the
he
final
does.
format, the final.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if he really believes that deck, I mean, so far that deck has actually been delivering pretty well. So
Better
I
than
guess
some others. Yeah.
yeah, certainly. Let's get into game number 2 and see what these guys want to pull out next. It's like Mech Shaman gonna go up against the Mech Priest.
Okay.
So for cards that are switched around here, guys, it's gonna be, let's see, the aggro Mech Shaman. He took out Ragnaros and Lava Burst, and added Young Priestess and Amani Berserker. So really getting
Much
that more aggressive.
Yeah, much more zooey.
Yeah, and it looks like Jeeves has been removed,
That doesn't
and
seem
Shadow
right.
Madness.
Didn't he
added?
win? Didn't he win his last game because of Jeeves?
Yeah, and didn't he have Shadow Madness in the other deck?
I don't know.
He had Shadow Madness in. Oh wait, no, he didn't. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. You mentioned that like early on. He had just skipped using Shadow Madness. It was kind of interesting. So, anyways,
That
he added
seems like a
Shadow
bad card to
Madness.
skip. Yeah.
Yeah, and well, he took out his Scarlet Crusader and put in a Death Lord.
I think Scarlet
Okay.
Crusader's good. I think Death Lord's good. I think Shadow
Yeah.
Man's really good, but I think Jeeves is a substitution. I don't know. Like, it was the MVP of his round against Caldi.
It certainly was, but maybe he looks at this and says, okay, for sure there's a Mech Shaman, and this deck can do... Yeah, this can do some work with those 2 cards mixed in, like Death Lord and Shadow Madness will be 2 of your MVPs, likely.
Yeah. Okay, well, if the Juggler can land one on the taunt, it's a pretty big deal. I like the silence on the Shredder. I mean, you usually don't do much better than that.
Put this apple on your head.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Juggler here is huge if he gets it. It needs to be 1 on the taunt. He has 2 chances. That's total fail.
I can fix
Actually, it's better than hitting the 2-3. Okay, I'm done.
That's rough. That is really rough.
You still go for the trades, I feel.
Yeah. You can't just let him do what he wants in this next turn. Sorry, Spider Tank. You gotta take one for the team, bro.
Yeah.
What to do?
Oh, he's really thinking about it. He does have Bloodlust in this deck, doesn't he?
Is it in this one? Let me check.
Yeah, I
real
think
quick,
it is. I think it's the one-up spell. It's like the only spell in the deck.
ready. Vacation commencing.
Yes, he does have Bloodlust, right? And in fact, he took out Lava Burst, so it is... Oh, wait, no, he still has Wind Fury. Still has Wind Fury in here.
Well, normally to make this play is a mistake, because you usually want to attack first if you're going to get Divine Shields. But in this specific case, it was not a mistake because he had Silence card. So very interesting.
Yeah, and really catches him up there on that board. Ooh, wind speaker. Doesn't really make anything fantastic happen.
It kind of does.
Like,
It
he
lets
can
you
trade
field
this for
another card. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that was a pretty good Enhancer Mechano, I have to say.
Yeah, it was. Double Divine Shield is definitely very aggressive to the board, and he doesn't really care about face damage or taunting.
Oh, that's not what I thought. Okay.
Oh, that's exactly what I thought.
Yeah, no, that does make sense. Because he loses that plus. Alright, what is it?
Nope.
Meh. Alright.
Well, Kalento gets a free card. Okay, there we go. Where's
That's
my
a
GG button?
You know, I didn't want Challengestone to be completely unique and fun. We definitely needed at least a few top deck on curve Dr. Boom plays.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's the reverse. Okay, now this looks like Hearthstone to me.
No, but getting the first one is bigger.
Yeah, of course. But what's a good? It's a decent counter to it.
Attacking first. I guess he really wants to clear up this board as much as he can.
Oh wow. Bye, Totem. What?
Wow.
That's crazy.
One to the totem.
bad
Kalento knows, man. Kalento knows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now having a Jeeves might not be so bad.
I guess not. And let me see what he took out again.
Take out Jeeves and Scarlet Crusader.
Yeah. So if he draws Shadow Madness, basically that's what the Jeeves would have been. We'll see.
Though Shadow Madness is probably better than Jeeves. Because Jeeves will give your opponent cards as well. And the Nyxia.
That's pretty solid. Surprised he.
Yeah, that's really solid. There's not much you can do here.
Not even the Fel Reaver can deal with this.
Kind of can, actually.
Well, what?
Well, the Fel Reaver trades with an Nyxia, and that kind of stops
Yeah.
a lot of damage. Oh, can it still? 2, 4, 6, 8. No, he can save a Nyxia, but would you? Yeah, I think you'd save a Nyxia and kill the 4/3 with a Nyxia. I think that's the play.
I definitely wouldn't put Shadow Word Death in this deck if I was guessing as Kalento. Oh, looks like that's not going to be it.
Okay. Well, he wants to discard some cards, I suppose.
I'm sure he's memorizing those quite a bit. There goes that Death Lord as well.
Yeah, it's a very punishing card here. I guess a taunt is hilarious.
Oh, that would be insane.
That's a
Oh,
heal.
well.
Yeah, so yeah, this is the problem with Fel Reaver. I think it's not really something you think about when you build the decks, but if you have Fel Reaver, you play it and you lose the game, you're at a pretty significant disadvantage.
Yeah.
It's
You get to
not
see
again.
so many more cards.
It's not just that your opponent knows what's in this deck. So your opponents will know exactly what's not in the other decks.
Yeah.
So huge information. And Kalento is the type of person who would remember every single one of those cards.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure we can ask him like next week, and he'll just. He'll be
He's like,
good.
oh, I don't exactly remember, but I remember, and then he names 5 of the 6 cards that were milled.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the other one was a minion. It was class specific. Oh, I can't quite remember.
Oh man. No hope there.
Oh!
Shredder out of the shredder.
That's a great
It
job
could have been
right
a
there.
Doomsayer. Could have been a Doomsayer. He just had one more point of damage.
One more attack in there, man. He could have possibly taken that game.
All right. Well, the finals is evened up. Kalento takes the game with his Control Shaman, which surprisingly seems to be the deck that maybe struggles more than the others. I wouldn't say the most, because he hasn't really struggled with one deck like a lot of the other players in the tournament have. His decks are actually quite well balanced from what we've seen so far. But Noxious does take a win with his aggro priest, which we have disagreed on the outcomes of
Yes.
what may come from that.
Well, I'm wrong. I admit it. This aggro priest it's badass. I just want to see if he gets to revive a deck if he chooses that one. If he does, then I'm really sold.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I still wouldn't revive it, but I've loved watching it so far.
All right. Well, let's see what happens in the next match. He does continue on with the Mech priest. I think if I had to pick a weak deck out of Noxious, I would actually pick this one. And I certainly would not drop Shadow Madness ever. I'd consider dropping maybe a Noyatron. A Noyatron, like, if you play like Priest Arena, a Noyatron just doesn't really do anything. You can't heal it, it doesn't kill anything, it's just like a wasted card. Turns out here it kills something, and I'm totally wrong.
Yeah. I figured as much. It is an Noyatron.
Yeah. Kalinto is playing the Murloc deck. So the Murloc deck is the one that he made the mistake, and he had 2 Cold Light Seers, and they were both replaced with Salty Dogs. In the final, he can't take out 2 cards and put 2 more in, so he did in fact take out the 2 Salty Dogs. He put in 1 Cold Light Seer back, and the recent addition is the Death Lord. Death Lord's a great card in this format because you're just forced to play suboptimal weird cards. Often they have battle cries and stuff like that. So. Yep, I like the decision to make that. Death Lord also protects your Murlocs, further allowing you to push for more synergy as you have a bigger board.
Does play that Mukla, gives him a couple bananas.
Yeah. How good are the you can kill the Mukla with the bananas, but if you do that, you play nothing, which is really bad.
Yeah, I'm not liking that so much.
You can't play the Yeti though, because then you're just screwed.
No. But the Shadow Madness is pretty bad too. I mean, at least you can heal with the bananas.
Ridiculous Mukla. Oh, this gets so punished though.
Yeah, everything he does here is pretty tough. Oh man, old Murkai. And now Noxious knows what he's up against.
Oh. And it's dead.
Wow, that's a good card right there.
Well, that was
All right.
better than Jeeves.
Yeah, that was for certain. If he had just a Jeeves there, that's pretty garbage.
Pretty screwed, yeah. Carrying those a pretty big one. Silence is obviously going to come down. It's basically 0 mana kill a Yeti. That's pretty good value. He has the Doctor Boom to follow. Actually, Noxious is in pretty good shape.
Yeah, his hand is looking pretty good as we get later. Now, we do have Neptulon, and we do have that Seer that he was missing out on earlier, so he could make a frightening Murloc board, but he needs a few turns to actually make that happen, and especially the Overlord. So
that's really the issue, yeah. The Neptulon is like crazy value, but it's really hard to like play it. Then next turn you can't do much. Then the turn after that you do stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes that stuff you do doesn't have charge, so you kind of need that window available, and you may or may not get it.
It's here trying to decide, like, does he put up a taunt and heal, or does he play on curve Dr. Boom?
Boom! What?
I like to taunt and heal, to be perfectly honest.
He just healed himself though, and he's doing the eye roll.
Yeah.
Did you like that? You didn't like that, did you?
That was definitely a mistake, healing himself there, and I think he realized he's playing a little bit too fast there for a moment. Like,
well, he's playing around Neptulon. I mean, that is the best play against Neptulon. How smart is Noxious right now?
Wait, why is what?
If he plays Neptulon, it dies to a Temple Enforcer that would have killed itself anyway, so healing a Temple Enforcer made no difference. The taunt stops the Temple Enforcer from dying.
But no, because if he had healed it, then he could heal it again, put another banana on it, and then it doesn't die.
Yeah, but it would die because that's like a disgusting board.
Yeah, well, I mean, eventually he'd kill it. It was a mistake. It was a questionable play.
Yeah.
Them bananas.
Okay, I like this play. That That Dune Mall Shaman has a very low chance of staying alive.
He's a
Well,
scary
the
one.
2-1 into the 8-1 is an obvious play, I believe.
Which
Or
one,
maybe
by
not, because if the Dune Mall Shaman is Dr. Boom... No, that's not. Okay, well, you got, Colite Orc. Oh, rip.
That's so bad! Oh!
Aren't you glad you paid 5 mana for that?
5 mana and a card. Oh, that's just so brutal.
You know what
like,
I
all right.
I should have put that card on the list. Oh, I can't. No, it's Shaman only. Damn.
Oh,
That's a good card to replace, you know?
yeah, it is. That's
Really
such a
good.
fun.
Okay.
So brutal.
Well, this turn you can't do much, and you really don't want to overload. So even though Doomhammer might be good, like, no, you have to play Doomhammer. Forget it. You have to play.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. It's good to get rid of boombots anyway, so that your Murlocs can actually have a chance.
Oh no! What if he just plays the Colite Oracle just to draw into more Murlocs? Maybe does he have a Hex in this deck? I don't think so.
I don't think it's in this deck. This deck is like really light on
Yeah,
spells.
it's really
No, he
heavy on
doesn't.
spells, but it's
Oh,
really
wait,
light
yeah,
on
yeah.
stuff like Hex.
He has the Crackle, Lava Shock,
Yeah.
Lightning Bolt, Earth Shock, Rock Biter. Yeah. I kind of like the Cold Light. It's cool, but
Okay.
I think this is probably better. Like those boom bots would probably
6
wipe his
damage.
board.
Yeah. Oh, just play your stuff here. That's that turn.
I continue sealing.
I think playing the anti-kill bot is good though.
Yeah, yeah. He doesn't like. He's really trying to utilize his hero power a whole lot,
Just
but I
no
don't think
points.
life gain
Freeze.
is the issue. I
Like,
think he just has to gain the board.
Yeah, like almost every other hero power has like some value attached to it, but not
Yeah.
this one right now.
No, it doesn't like. That's the second heal of the game where I'm like, oh, you shouldn't have healed yourself. Obviously, the first one she knew was a mistake, but I think just having another 3/3 body when you know his hand has at least 4 Murlocs in it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like you just need a lot of bodies on there. There's even a Doomhammer, so he's going to be able to clear some of your stuff.
I think here you can allocate. You can allocate into the 6/4, attack the 2/2, then finish off the 6/4, then finish off the 2/3 with allocate. Oh no, but then you might be dead because the shade can kill your taunt.
Look at that, though.
Okay.
It's pretty good. It's not like as good as it could be. No, no war leader.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and clear up some of this, of course.
Oh, that's a big board.
Yeah, it is. That's alright. He sells Murlocs.
He can Lava Shock and Alakir, because it would free up that crystal that's taken up.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Whoa!
Ooh.
Does it draw him a card? I don't think it drew a card.
No, he didn't. His
Oh,
hand
that's
is
a
empty. It's an easy one to check. No problem. I got you, Crit.
Yeah.
Empty hand. Pretty sure he didn't. Yeah. Alright, gonna take 6 to just completely clear. Now Nox is sitting here with a hero power that literally does nothing this turn. And a Death Lord.
That's good.
It dies, but or no, I guess it doesn't actually. Yeah, because he only has 2 health.
Oh! Oh, that's good.
I do not throw away this Alakir right now. I think I would actually. Would I Rock Biter to kill that?
Yeah, I think so.
Would I do that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, that's good enough.
Yeah, it is.
Now, the Colite Oracle in this spot, when you're at 4 life and you don't know what's in your opponent's deck, you really can't.
Yeah.
You can't give him cards. But if you're about to die, you can try to draw for spell lethal.
Well, that's pretty big, but he still has his taunt, so it's all right. Not a bad draw.
Whoa. I feel like you want to sacrifice that Dinky Murloc, because you just need more to play this turn. You can't just do Totem and nothing. So I think you do Totem, try to get a better chance at a taunt, and then start suiciding the right side of the board.
Okay.
5, 2... I guess you don't have to do that.
It's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. He can deal 15 this turn. Then the next turn it's a lot less.
Wow, that's
Wow. That is some risk right there.
Whoa.
That is not a bad draw. That is not bad draws.
That's absolutely crazy. Are you serious? Noxious is like, really? Wow, this comeback's been this comeback's been insane from Kalenta.
Yeah. 4 health here. Those Doomhammer clears.
That's it. There's no way. You can't kill anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well played.
Wow.
You have
Sick
How
win
about
there
that?
from Kalento. Murlocs for the win, man.
Yep.
Coming back, Shaman Murloc.
Yep, that's right. Now, did Kalento switch? Or, yeah, I think he won with his... No, he didn't win with his Death Rattle Shaman.
He won
Right.
with the Mech. Shaman
Yeah,
Mech.
he won with the Shaman Mech and the Murloc. So he still has his Death Rattle Shaman, which seems like the strongest, but has been, I think, the least consistent out of all his decks. He has to win with this, but if he does, he can just pick whatever he wants, which is really big. You know, we talked about how in the tournament here, being up games is much less significant than in other tournaments, but being up 3 games in this final with the revive, I think is pretty huge. I think
Yeah,
first
that's huge.
3 has a really big advantage, especially with your opponent having no idea which of the 3 that you resurrected, and him not actually knowing until the game has already progressed. Because your only clues are when the cards start being played.
Yeah, and for instance, like if you know that the deck that has Shadow Madness and Deathlord is out, it's like, okay, well, he can't really just wreck my board easily, right? Like my aggro deck is going to get through, so would be pretty big for him. So he's definitely going to be using that more defensive deck. What do we see from Noxious though? He probably has to put it on a defensive control deck, or in fact, did he already see it?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he saw in game 1, so he knows what he's against.
I think he plays. Does he play his super control deck, or no? He didn't win with it.
I think he plays with his control deck. He Noxious won with his aggro priest. Yeah.
Yes. So he won with the face, so he can play his control against Thunder's control. That seems like the most solid strategy. Let's see what happens.
I think so. No.
The light shall bring
Nope.
victory.
And he goes he goes for Mech Priest here. Pretty
Third
solid draw.
time trying it, right? It's just failed twice.
Yeah.
Okay. For Kalento's Death Rattle, again, he dropped a Squire and a Mana Tide for a Chillwind and a Spellbreaker. Which seems pretty good against the mechs. Spellbreaker is gonna always have a target against the mech deck.
Yeah. And of course, this one has the Shadow Madness and the Deathlord for Noxious added in, and the Scarlet Crusader and Jeeves taken out.
Oh, that's that added synergy. He has the Ancient Watcher in his deck, so the Spellbreaker hits that again. He had, I think, previously 3 activators, now he has a 4th.
Oh, okay.
I'll fix you.
Oh, some face damage already going in here from Noxious. That
Seems
Mech
right.
Priest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kalento's still got nothing.
That's a little bit rough. Ooh, you can't play the BGH. You can't do that.
Why not?
For like a lot of reasons. If you play that BGH and he like heals and kills it, that's
Bellweaver and Dr. Boom.
Yeah. That as well. There's a lot of reasons. And look at that, already sucking up some of these juggles.
You can stall a combo. It wasn't enough in the last game, though.
No. It was pretty awesome, though. Would not mind to see it again.
I think here you don't attack.
Yeah.
Fix you.
He's not going to clear both these, so I don't think you even need to throw away the Cogsmith.
You.
Okay. Well, if you're gonna attack, I think you go halfway like that.
Hmm.
Okay. Noxious is probably thinking there's no way this will happen again, but of course it's gonna happen exactly the same way.
Oh, okay. He uses his Resurrect here pretty early and gets them back up. Not too bad. He has enough mechs to control that, too. I like the freeze also.
Play the Death Lord. I like the freeze, but he could have played the Death Lord. I guess this is more aggressive.
Yeah.
Well, the Owl is nice, but I think I like the Sylvanas develop better. You just won't have another chance.
Yeah, and the Sylvanas actually will have chances to die coming up really soon because of the Micro Machine, so... Or, oh god, no, not quite, because he'll have 4 attack on his turn, of course.
No, it'll have 5.
That's kind of annoying. No, on the turn that Sylvanas can attack in.
Oh, I see.
It'll have 4. So I was thinking, like, he could suicide that in and steal something, but... Well, I guess he can still suicide
can.
it in. Yeah.
Whoa!
Ooh.
But here's the thing: if you reincarnate, you can't attack with it after because it kills the creature, and when it summons back, you can't attack. So you can't reincarnate and then.
Yeah, that's
suicide
true.
it. He only
Well,
gets one try here. Okay, that has to go into the 2/2.
Okay, well, yeah, he can eliminate one of the creatures he doesn't want with the Sylvanas, then.
And then do that, and then still have.
Yeah, that makes...
on us.
Yeah. Alright, that's really solid, actually. I like that a lot. I would just take
For a
the...
good one. And if he doesn't get it, he can hex. Greetings, friend. Sounds good. Nope. Sounds
Oops.
I have no time for games.
bad. It's still horrible for Noxious.
Yeah.
The best result was horrible.
That was pretty sick, though.
Yep. Oh, Dr. Boom, what can you do?
Yeah, he hits it on turn 7. If anyone can change around the board, it's him.
Greetings.
Oops. Wow, Kalento has so much control here. This is actually insane. Like, I cannot even fathom him losing this.
Yeah, Kalento should get this 3rd point on the board, and if he does, it's just a really big deal, as we talked about. Being able to choose the deck he wants to play.
Yeah.
It's huge. Oh, of course, the BGH is the only one that dies. Like every other time BGH hits Dr. Boom.
It's the revenge of the boom bots, man. It literally happens like so often. It's crazy.
It is.
The odds are higher for that. RNG isn't real.
And he only stays alive with the Death Lord, and this is basically over as a result.
Kalento just crushing through right now. Wants to be careful about it, of course.
He's 4 off lethal from what I see, but he can. Can he get lethal with any draws? No, Alakir's not in this one.
Well, now with the taunt totem, it feels
Just impossible to lose.
yeah. Just look at that board. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, all of that is so ridiculously. Noxious, like, I guess I can heal
Yeah.
him. Actually, he's dead. The heal doesn't save him.
All right. So, Kalento here.
Gets that 3rd point. So precious.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's whatever deck he wants. And Noxious keeps, like, hitting his head on the wall against this deck.
It's pretty painful. Well, what deck do you think Kalento comes back with here? Because he has to really take into consideration what he's playing against, like this Mech Mage, this Mech Priest. I think he just chooses something he thinks crushes it.
Okay.
Specifically the Mech Priest, because the Mech Priest still has to win, right?
Yeah. I fear like he's going to choose the deck he just won with. Just because I think he feels comfortable playing it. It was the first deck he made when he was constructing his decks. And, I mean, yeah, traditionally he likes this type of deck. So there may not be like a strategic component here. I think all the decks are pretty good, pretty balanced. Even though this one hasn't performed the best, it may not mean that it isn't the best. He may actually believe it is. I think he probably does, in fact. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that. I think the Murloc deck has been pretty dominant, so maybe that. I think I'd be a bit surprised to see the Mech. I think the Mech is his weakest deck because, especially now after taking out some of the spells, like he took out Lava Burst and Ragnaros. So it's like 2 finishers out.
He just made it more aggro, so...
Yeah, but it feels like it's the same thing as Eloise is playing. Just creatures, no finishers, and no recovery. So I feel just picking that as a mistake. I think picking either the other two is totally fine. What do you think?
Yeah, I think your assessment is pretty right. I really don't think he'll choose the Murloc deck, even though that has done well. I think it's going to be this Defense Death Rattle deck. Like, he's played decks similar to this in actual tournaments that really, really mattered. So he definitely has to feel most comfortable with it. It was pretty dominating there, and he knows that, like, for Noxious to win this tournament, he has to actually beat it with that deck that just got completely slammed. So it's a good choice.
I just hope Noxious kind of shows some of the other decks as well. I just really hope he doesn't play this Mech thing again, but he's probably going to play it again because he just played it 3 times. So let's see.
Let's see it. Come on, Control Priest.
Oh, it is.
Hey, Control Priest. All right, he's like, well, I got to use this at least once. Like,
oh, that is Mech Shaman.
oh, yeah, okay. So he did bring back the Mech Shaman.
I was totally wrong about that.
It's, yeah, I mean, the Murloc deck has done, like, reasonably well, but Mech Shaman is, like, a very strong deck overall. Anyways, like, this one hasn't been, like, the most convincing, but...
So Black Knight, we see that in Noxious Hand. That is a recent addition. He took out Chromagus, added Black Knight, took out Acolyte of Pain, added Sunfury Protector. So he realized that people were playing faster decks than he had anticipated, which seems to be the similar trend of Kalento's mindset. And that didn't be the case. You don't have to play slow decks with this challenge.
Yeah, definitely not.
Oh, I guess Noxious is dead.
It looks like it. That's pretty insane. Wait, what did he just do?
I thank you.
Well played.
Wait.
He just lighter than Naru'd his face when he was missing 3 health.
Oh my god. That's like the worst play that ever was played. Holy crap. Poor Noxious. Oh my god, that is so embarrassing. At least he's laughing about it.
Well, he was at 8 cards. If he Thought Stole... No, Thought Stole was fine. Yeah.
Hey, Crip, I don't think Challengestone 2's final game is really gonna be very close. And he has,
no, there's Sunfury Protector. No, it's not. He's totally screwed. This Bloodlust, it's over. It's actually over. He's dead.
Yeah.
He's lethal.
Greetings, friend.
Lethal.
It actually is actual lethal. Well,
So you're dead, right? Yeah. Oh my.
And that is a hell of a lot of damage.
9 damage overkill on turn 5 in the final match. How
Time
about
for Bloodlust to go back into Aggro Shaman. Okay.
well, that takes it.
That was a bit anticlimactic the last game. A great series, though, overall. And that is a lot of money for Kalento. $1,800.
That's right. And
wow.
Noxious gets 2nd place, so both players will be invited to Challengestone 3. Kalento, I think, showed a very dominant performance throughout his games. So I think he'll do very, very well in the future. Noxious, well, he did win a few games. And I think a lot of people are quite pleased with his creativity.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll be a little bit more focused in the next one.
No, seriously, I'm sure he'll look at this and be like, "Oh God, I just got to clean up my play a bit here." But his creativity was awesome. His decks were really cool. I'm very glad he gets invited back. Do you think Colento lived up to like his hype as a deck builder here?
I think so. I think picking Shaman gives you a lot of flexibility. He took advantage of it. He made 3 decks that were really strong. I mean, we thought his worst deck was the Mech Shaman, and then it was over basically by the time we finished talking about it.
Yeah, it was. We didn't even talk
So-
about the first couple turns. It's like, well, I guess that's it.
So if what we thought was his weakest deck ended up being one of the strongest, then really in this particular challenge, he really had a very good and a very clean approach where, no holes in any decks and just overall strong stuff. Plays perfect. What more can you ask for?
Yeah.
Here we are with the winner, Colento. How does it feel to win? How does it feel to build a deck in the form that you did?
Feels great. Shaman, nice class.
Shaman, did you have to think a long time to come to that class? Because once you start building decks with that class, it's hard. It's hard to go back. It's hard to change things around.
Shaman was an obvious choice for me. Shaman is good for this format because Shaman has a lot of these clunky cards. I mean, they're not overpowered, but they're pretty strong. And Shaman has many ways of utilizing these cards like separately. So when you have this format, just putting like one card of each, it makes all your 3 decks playable.
Yeah, certainly. I think as a whole, a lot of people understood you mostly won because you just had 3 decks that were all very, very strong on their own. Do you think there's any other advantage that you had besides that, just the strength of decks? Do you think maybe you outplayed some players? Do you think Challengestone is made for you?
I don't think Challengestone is made for me. Because I prefer to play around cards, and when you play Challengestone, you can play around any cards. It's not correct to play around cards, I can even say more, because there's only one card you can play around in all 3 decks, and you never know in which one, unless you like noticed it when you played before, and then you play against a similar deck again, and you can probably play around it, but still it's only one copy in the deck, and if you play around it, around some cards, and like, why would you even do it?
What about the exclusion system? Like once you see a deck, you see the cards and it beats you, none of those cards are in the other decks. So does that kind of change up the strategy a little bit, perhaps?
Yeah, it definitely helps. And then, for example, if I had a moment when I like saw something like AOE, I know that I will never see it again. Like against Murloc, I saw bursts coming from first deck, Doomguard and Power One. I would not play around it later. Like I would not expect something bursty. I mean, I didn't play around it at first time, but that happened that the person I played against not only had burst cards in the deck, in the deck I played against, he had only one copy and he had it at the same time in the hand, which was unlikely.
Yeah, it was a bit unlikely. Now, I think most people really just want to know, being the tournament player that you are, you've participated in a lot of stuff. How do you feel as a player playing Challengestone versus a regular type of tournament?
It's fun. This particular challenge was really far away from normal constructed.
Yeah.
Close to arena, I would say. Deck building process definitely requires a lot of energy. I was really tired after that half an hour of making deck. It's like half an hour consistent thinking about what you should improve and how do you like build a deck, and that's the beginning. Compared to normal Hearthstone, I kind of enjoy normal Hearthstone more, but I definitely see like playing Challengestone as well. I think that I wouldn't be able to play like Challengestone for a long time, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it's great.
You got to at least do one more. You are automatically qualified for Challengestone 3. I hope you do. I hope you do as well there as you did here. I think your games are very entertaining. I think you put a really good show for the guys. And again, congratulations. Maybe we'll see you then.
Thank you.
A very well-deserving champion here from Colento. Fantastic tournament, I have to say. Challengestone 2 was really a lot of fun. Thank you so much for having me back, Rip.
Thank you.
And we gotta give some love to the sponsors, guys. Of course, Tempo Storm, Twitch, and of course the Amazon App Store. Let's talk about those promos just one last time here before we sign out, because this is a great opportunity for you guys. Yeah, you can get more Hearthstone cards or other things on that store as well. First off, of course, there is that big promotion where there's 2,000 unique codes being given away. Of course, 1,000 were yesterday, 1,000 are today, and that is 80% off the purchase of what is equivalent to $25. So it's like for $5 you get $25 in the Amazon coins, which is a lot of Hearthstone cards that you can get for $5. It's like it's really good because I'm sure a lot of people don't have all the cards, and this is a good way to get a good chunk of packs. So it's really easy, guys. There is a little form that you fill in. I'm sure it's been spammed in chat. It's on templestorm.com and whatnot. Yeah. It's all over the place. So just fill that out because 900 people get emails from that. And people are lazy. People don't fill out these forms, even though it is so easy. So give that a try.
I think all you do is put your email. I think that's
How
it.
easy is that? That is so simple. Then you just check your email and maybe you won. Wow.
Maybe.
And we're going to have 50 people winning when hashtagging Challengestone on Twitter. So make sure you go out and tweet about it. It's been a great tournament, so you should have plenty of stuff to tweet. And think about your favorite moments. And post those on the thread on templestorm.com. That'll be really easy to find. So
Yeah.
you can...
My favorite moment was when Kalento smiled for the first time on camera after he completely destroyed Noxious with Bloodlust on turn 5.
That was a very quick victory, and I love watching Clento smile. It puts light in my heart. Light of Naru in Noxious's. Well, there is one other promotional offer as well, guys. There's oftentimes the coins get like 10% off or something like that, but during this, 20% off. So,
and you could
definitely
save them up for more value later on if you want.
That's right. You too could be mayor of Value Town if you go ahead and buy some of those. That is the 20% off is a lot, guys. So for $80 you get $100
worth of points.
$100 worth. So really some great promotions and great sponsors here for Challengestone that really support the scene.
Yeah, overall, tournament went really well. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed this challenge with a true Highlander. I hope to further the fun aspect of the challenge.
This one was really fun, man. This was a good one.
Yeah, and hopefully, the players put up as good of a fight. I think this time it was a very big success, just because we had players who had some very strong decks. We had players who had made quite a few mistakes, but in this case, the players who made the mistakes, like Caldi, he beat people. So it was cool. Everyone's got a chance, and in the end, Kalento winning. Some people may not see it too surprising, but the journey was a great one. So I hope you guys find it as pleasant as I did. And if you guys enjoyed the show, stick in for Challengestone 3, I guess. There'll be news about that pretty soon. That's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Yep.
Bye.